the king of Northumberland.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Toon review. Where tonight we a little bit different tonight. We've with all the transfer rigmarole and all the bollocks going on with the ITKs, we decided to do something different tonight and just have a chat about reminiscing, going through maybe an old Premier League foreign 11. Seeing who we actually agree on, seeing who we don't. The team is not allowed to contain any current Newcastle United players.
Shit.
Because, you should have known that, because obviously they haven't been at the club long enough to be actually in their own right in a best 11. So
Billy
we
makes
can't,
up.
we can't include current players. That's unfair. So they are out the window straight away. So I just thought I'd drop that on. Obviously, Danielle, you haven't picked any current ones, but the numpties on the bottom have. So they're going to have to make changes immediately to their best 11s.
Sub.
Yeah.
Now,
Hope everybody's had a really good weekend and hasn't been getting carried away too much with all the, medicals happening left, right, and centre bollocks. Because let's be honest here, we've always been honest with you guys since the start of this transfer window. We're not going to bullshit you with people coming in for medicals or people saying, "Oh, we're signing this guy, we're signing that guy." We will report it when they're signed. Yes, we like to talk about players that have been linked and see what they can add to the team, but it's just getting outrageous. It really is. It's getting to the point now of absolute farce. And people are becoming to look very, very silly. We've got a super chat from Up the A1 straight away for £10. Looking forward to this one, guys. Thank you very much, buddy. I don't know why I put that on the screen there from StreamYard, but I'll remove it. But listen, there's nothing happening at the minute, certainly with regards to transfers in. That will probably heat up. There's no doubt about that over the course of the next few days. Now that sort of international football will die down, certainly early next week. Obviously, Ekitike, was on the bench today. I found that astounding.
I got a big problem. I got a big issue with that today.
Yeah.
Nobody reported him on the bench, and all of these websites suddenly changed it in the second half to him being on the bench. Absolutely. I'm not crazy, because people have shown me screenshots.
Yeah.
He was not listed on the bench. And then in the second half, when the commentary started talking about it, they added him on several websites. I'm not crazy. It's 100% true.
No, you're not crazy. So, it is true.
So he's injured and they've benched him. Is that the?
We thought he was proper injured, like completely out. But then he was on the bench, as in.
Well, he ran on the pitch at the end. Certainly didn't look like he had a hamstring problem when he.
I just wanted to clarify
strange,
that.
Isn't it?
People were sending me screenshots of him on the bench. Obviously after they've added it. So.
Yeah, it's sort of lunacy. Anyway, we will look at some comments before we get cracking on this. I'm really looking forward to this, to seeing what people have put down. Now, Danielle, it'll probably be very hard for, because remember, Danielle is in love with every Newcastle player that's signed.
Yeah, they're all dead canny, aren't they?
Dead canny. Dead canny as oot, like how. So it'll be interesting to see what she's put. Has Alex been cynical? Has Billy been cutthroat? We shall see. Anyway, Louis says, are we adding a manager in with these squads? Well, we haven't, but we can talk about that at the end. He then says, good evening. Tony says, Geordie mullets are in fashion. I have no idea what he means by that. I'm not reading people's teams out yet, because obviously, let's go one at a time in positions. Imagine Bruno could buy with Toyota in a 3. Evening, Paul, Alex, Danielle, and Billy, and everyone in the chat. Evening, Toon Review. Another good show coming up. I hope they disagree with each other. Alex might win the trophy. However, guys, press the button. Cost now. Thanks, mate. Stotty, thanks for your £4.49 super sticker, mate. Very, very kind. Just read Pochettino is leaving PSG. That's not a surprise to me at all, to be honest. Evening, Tom. Jordan says, apparently odds in Zidane to take over, be the first manager to have handled Messi and Ronaldo. Evening, Tony. Ian says, Probs wouldn't make the squad, but I'll make a case for Mirandinha. First Brazilian to play in England, paving the way for Bruno and Joe Linton. Yeah, but Mirandinha was before the Premier League. Remember, this is a Premier League foreign 11. So we wouldn't have Mirandini down anyway. Good evening, Pilo Keith. Tony says John Allen Boomsong. I can pretty much guarantee he is in none of our teams, and if he is, they will be fired immediately from the Toon Review. Jimmy Jones, good evening. Hope you're well. Evening, Carl. Tom's put a 4-11, as has Gary. And guess what? The comments have just skipped. Wow, there's a surprise.
StreamYard sorted out.
Absolutely. Evening, everyone. Looking forward to tonight's show. Thinking about it was a lot harder than I expected, but managed to fit Danielle Cordoni in my team along with Fumaker.
You, Steve Bruce?
Disgrace. People saying hello to everybody. Goatfather's in the house as usual. Matthew's here. Glenn's here. Jules is here, but I think she's off quizzing tonight. Evening, Shira 69. Shira 69, thank you for your message earlier on. I know you got your mug as well, but best wishes to you, mate. I know you haven't things haven't been too great for you at the minute. Toon Dave says, evening all hosts and mods. Hope you're all well. Looking forward to a good show this evening. Good evening, Jack. Hope you're well. Loads of people. Chris says Danielle looks cool.
Ah, thanks.
Suave, cool, sophisticated.
Wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, well, she's sober tonight again, which is, it's nice. To be fair, Bruno's the only current player who would maybe get in the team. Reed, says Stephen. Toon Dave says Bruno out of everyone's team then on the bottom row. Yeah, you can tell they had him in. just by the looks on the faces, we're like, oh, no. But hey ho, it's what it is what it is. Thanks for my mug, guys. Received on Saturday. Great stuff. I'm not sure who it is. It's a Facebook user though. Let's have a look, see if anyone else has put any players in. Here we go. Goalkeeper. Right. Billy, you can kick us off with the goalkeeper.
Well, my choice came from a moment. Well, not a moment. It was like 45 minutes actually. Yeah. Back at Salhurst Park in 1994.
Okay.
It was Raw Fox's debut. Big things were expected.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Warren Barton ran the show for Wimbledon, to be honest. He played on kind of a right midfielder. He ran the show.
Yeah.
But our goalkeeper that day was Mike Cooper, and he was absolutely dreadful. Everything that came at him, he didn't handle. 3 of the 4 goals that he conceded were his fault. And the whole of the Newcastle United end all sang as one. Pavel is a Geordie. And the love that they had for that man. And Pavel played for us for many years. Occasionally, he did make mistakes.
Geordie, yeah, we remember Pav, big Pav.
But for the service he gave us, and in great times also, I've chosen Pavel Cernacek as my choice.
Right, that's interesting. Pavel Cernacek, right? Okay. Interesting reasons as well, Billy. Interesting. How about yourself, Alex?
It was a choice between
No. You're not saying choices between. I need your final answer.
I have it. It was a choice between.
No.
And...
Will you stop saying that?
Okay,
give us your final one.
Tim Krul. Right.
And why did you go for Tim Krul?
I was explaining it in reverse, but you stopped me. So I've got to go with recency bias because I'm younger. I didn't see much of Pav myself. I've seen bits of games and highlights. So it's the only point of reference is it's not enough. I have to go with Tim Krul based on what I've seen. And I would have put Dubravka above, but I'm not allowed. So it's got to be Tim Krul. And that's why.
Okay. Carl Freeburn, thank you for your £6.10 super chat. He says, me and Danielle twinning tonight with the same top. I love that top, actually. The other way top is absolutely fantastic. Right, Danielle, who have you gone for goalkeeper?
Pavel Cernacek.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't expect that.
I had chosen someone else. I'm not going to go into it. But due to the rules, I'm not allowed to use that person.
Was it cheer given by any chance?
It was, yes.
Yes.
But I had a moral dilemma there, so we sorted that out for us. So that's fine.
Because the Irish players count as sort of British in this team.
British Isles.
The British Isles, yes. Thank you, Billy. That's right. So you're going with Pav. Fair enough. I've gone with Tim Krul. Now, I've gone for Tim Krul simply because he rescued us in certain positions when I remember one game he played at White Hart Lane, which he was just a brick wall. Literally, Tottenham were frustrated to hell throughout the game because he couldn't get any. They just could not get past him. And I've gone for Tim Krul as the goalkeeper.
I believe that was a Premier League record. I don't know if it still is, but for goalkeeping saves made in a game, that Tim Krul game. I think he made 24 saves, something ridiculous.
Possibly is, yeah. Possibly is. I mean, listen, Tim Krul for me was absolutely outstanding. I think he's the man. He is the man for me. And, Pav, let's not forget, Pav was just incredible. Pav was really, really good. It's, I don't know. It's close between the two. But listen, there is now pinned at the top of the comments, there is a poll. As it was a draw, we've got Pav and Tim Krul on the poll. So get going. Get your votes on there. It is pinned at the top of the live comments now to see who comes out on top, because obviously between the four of us, it is a draw for goalkeeper. Everybody's saying Shea Given. Guys, we're not including the Republic of Ireland. We're classing the Republic of Ireland as the British Isles. So unfortunately, Shea Given, who would be mine as well, incidentally, but it isn't actually part of of Britain. We know that, but for this particular thing, it is. Okay, so let's stop all the geography comments coming in saying, since when has it been the British Isles? For this particular show,
it's always been part of the British Isles, because otherwise it wouldn't be Isles, because then Northern Ireland isn't an island without Southern Ireland, isn't it? So
yeah.
It is part of the British Isles.
So there you go. It's between Tim Krul and Pavel Cernacek. So get voting. We'll leave that vote open for around 5-10 minutes, and then we'll put another vote up once we get going with another position. We'll move on to right back. Now, Danielle, we'll start with you this time. Who have you gone at right back?
Debussy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Just liked him. I just liked him. I think he was really good. And he's dead canny. To me. But yeah, Debussy for me.
What kind of gave you the push to go for Debussy? Because we've had quite a lot of foreign right backs, haven't we? You look back at the early days, Mark Hottinger. He was one of the first, I think, under the entertainers, really, wasn't he?
Don't mention him. I'll be changing my team again.
Habib Bhai. He was also. You had Jan Matt. You've got quite a few.
Kevin and Barbie was amazing, but just never for us, unfortunately. He became better young, away.
Yeah, definitely.
That happened to some of our players, actually. We have to kind of forget what happened after they left us.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
I've got a couple of people in my team who went on.
Well, we'll give some honourable mentions at the end, of course, because
yes.
We have to do that, but who didn't make the actual squad. But time will tell. Alex, who have you gone for right back?
I don't have one because I'm playing the 3-4-3. But if you want me to pick a right back, if we're doing a traditional formation, it would be Debussy as well.
Well, I've gone 4-4. I've put 4-4-2 just simply because it's traditional. Yeah.
But I've gone 4-3-3, but I can make it 4-4-2, no problems.
Okay. So Alex has gone for Debussy as well. Any particular reason, Alex? Why Debussy?
Just a lot of our fullbacks are typically homegrown or from home nations, and he's probably the highest quality we've had. He played international football. He was around when we were at our strongest in recent years under Ashley. And we looked competent. That's the last time with him in the team. Obviously, we've whinged about never being able to play a back four for like the last 10 years. The last time I remember us having a good back four was when he was in it. So, and he was just very good. It's got to be Debussy for me.
Yeah. Good evening, Renier. Hope you're well. Right, Billy, who have you gone for right back?
I went for a right back that played for us in the year we were relegated. I went for Habib Bey. Thought it was outstanding that season. Whole season was outstanding. And it was one refereeing decision that cost us actually staying up. Was a fantastic tackle he made against Man City in the box, and Rob Stiles gave a penalty for it. It was never a penalty on Sundays, but it was a fantastic tackle. and he got sent off, in fact, for it. He wasn't even last man or anything. It was just a pathetic decision. That whole season, Habib Beye was superb, and I was gutted when he left us in the following close season to go to Aston Villa.
Yeah, listen, I was actually very, very close to Habib Beye because I thought he was a brilliant right back, and he did cross the ball really well. I knew Annie would put this guy Danny Simpson, even though he's English. He puts Danny Simpson down for everything. Quality, Annie, quality.
Oh,
I've gone for Debussy as well. Renier, thank you for your 99. I don't know whether it's euros on it, but thank you for your super chat, buddy. Really appreciate that. I've gone for Debussy as well. He was one of my favorite right backs. Really good. Did he go on to fulfill his potential? I'm not so sure, if I'm honest. He ended up at Saint-Etienne in France, and he just sort of faded away, kind of thing, eventually. But listen, I was a big fan of Debussy's. I thought he was a very, very good right back for us. But a lot of people will differ. But Debussy's got 3 votes there, so he clearly gets it for right back.
It's a similar situation with him as it was with Bruno and Paqueta now, in that we got Kabay first, and then for ages we were like, shall we go get his mate at right back, Debussy, because they were good friends. We went and got him. So. Mm-hmm.
Brilliant. Let's just see how the poll is working out, guys.
Debussy was still playing last season. Whether he was tried or not now, I don't know, but he was still playing last season.
Interesting. Well, we'll leave the poll open. We've got 133 votes so far. Pav is winning 60-40 at the minute, with a couple of minutes left on that vote. Right, we shall drift across to left back. And Danielle, we will start with you for left back.
Oh, I've gone with Enrique.
Jose Enrique.
Mm-hmm.
And why
now,
have
I
you
had
gone
to
with...
forget everything that happened after we left.
Yes.
Obviously, because that would just put us in a different mood. However, I have gone for Jose Enrique. Mm-hmm. Yes.
He was good. He was a good player for us. There's no doubt about it. I mean,
it's my pick.
Yeah, absolutely. And rightly so. He did a great job there when he was asked to. I think it took him a while to settle in. When he first came, but I think it's not a bad shout. Absolutely, Danielle. So you've gone Jose Enrique. I'll try to put that into me Spanish there.
We're in the top 6, Jose Enrique, by the way.
Sorry?
Was that the song, Jose Enrique? We're in the top 6.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, just
memories. Right, Alex, left back.
Again, I don't have one because I've got wing backs. If I have to choose a traditional left back, I would go with Jose Enrique as well.
Right.
If people want to know what my left wing back choice was, just for the sake of it, it was Robert at left wing back. But
wow.
We can, I guess,
Lauren Repair, left wing back. Hey, Alex will concede a few goals there, mate.
Oh yeah. This is every game's gonna be 5-4.
Wow.
It's because of the 3 defenders. I've set the defenders up. So obviously Debussy was my right back pick, but my wing backs are Robert and Sissoko, both in their prime. But obviously we're not doing wing backs, so it'll be Jose Enrique as well. If we're doing a flat back 4, it's got to be Enrique because for the same reasons. He was very good for us. He was a good crosser, left-footed, strong. Yeah, I've had a real hard time finding left backs. For the longest time we just kept playing right-footed people at left back. We had Ryan Taylor and Davide Santon. We just didn't have left backs.
Absolutely.
I couldn't have picked Santon anyway for level 7 Dave because he put him in his dream team, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Dublin Magpie, thank you for your £2 super chat, mate. Shea Given is not counted in this, unfortunately. And thank you very much for your £4.49. Hi all, hope you're well. Thanks all for my mug. Great quality mug received on Saturday. Great show. Yeah, there was somebody that put on Twitter that a handle fell off their mug. But funny enough, they didn't actually order one, so it was a troll.
It happened to me once with a mug. I sneezed and the handle fell off. It's just one of those unfortunate incidents.
That's a powerful sudden sneeze right there, Danielle. Jeez. Right, I'll go next, and I've gone for Olivier Bernard.
Oh, so he's one of my subs.
Yeah, don't Danielle.
Well, he is. I'm just saying, just in case he might be watching. You never know.
All right. Well, he could be. Listen, I thought he was fantastic for us, bombing forward on the left. He had a great cross on him. For me, he was a very good defender as well, and he was in the team a lot. A lot of managers thought a lot of him, and he was a quality player for me every time. And I will never forget that moment that Lauren Robert nearly knocked him out. Well, he did knock him out with that big clearance, smacked him right in the middle of the face, and it was just like in slow motion. He suddenly started going down like that, and that was the end of Ollie Bernard. And
he's dead, Canny.
Yeah, he's a lovely bloke. He's still a big Newcastle United fan. Has a lot to do with Durham City. Well, he owns Durham City Football Club, actually. So
he used to work with Miley, obviously. So they're quite good friends.
Yeah.
And some of the stories that he has is unbelievable.
Well, we're actually going to try and get him on the show.
We are going to try and get him on. Yeah.
So
he's in my team as well, just not a left back.
Cool.
Okay. Okay. Billy, who have you gone for left back?
Oh, narrowed it down to 3 in the end. I could say it now.
We just want your final one.
Well, because everyone said it, I'm going to say I'm going to say Olivia Bernard, but I also had Didier Domi down as another.
Didier Domi.
Oh, I forgot about Didier Domi.
As well as Enrique, but Ollie Bernard for me because he was a goal threat as well as a good defender and a threat down that left-hand flank.
Was Domi good enough? Was Domi?
It wasn't here long enough, was he really?
I forgot about him.
Well,
good player though, very good player.
Who was the other one that came from Chelsea? Was it Bakayoko?
Babayaro.
Yeah, he was caught smoking in the stands, I remember, when he was injured. He was caught puffing on a big Marlboro Light. Interesting. Wasn't really fit a lot of the time as well. But hey-ho. So who have we got there? Ollie Bernard. Who went for Bernard? Me and you, Billy?
Yeah. So
Alex, you went for Bernard as well, didn't you? If you were
no, my left back in a back four would be Enrique. I've got Bernard down as a centre back, so I can't do that.
Okay, so we've got Enrique and we've got Ollie Bernard. Pavel Cernicek won the goalkeeper, 59% to 41.
Well done, Pav.
So that poll has ended. We know what's coming up, guys. As this one is a draw. Let me spell Enrique properly. There we go.
I'm happy whoever wins. They're all winners in my eyes.
I like them both, to be honest. So there you go. Right. New poll now topped up at the top, or pinned, as you say. Get voting, guys, and let's see who wins the left back position. I'm intrigued to find if Bernard's fans are there or whether it will be indeed Jose Henrique. I haven't got the tonight. Never mind. Matthew says, is Alex trying to get himself on Jason Sinclair video? Who knows? Let's have a look. Godfather says this is fun. It is. It's just something different from the rigmarole of the transfer window and who's having medicals and bollocks like that. But who cares? Let's have a bit of a fun Sunday evening, guys. That's what it's all about. And we love it. So get voting on that one for left back. Now, centre back. This is the one I'm really looking forward to because I think I'm going to ask you for your 2 centre backs that you've picked in your team. Alex, obviously, you've gone for 3. So, we'll get you 2 instead of just going the 1. So, Toon Dave says, loving the interaction with the polls. Good touch to the channel. Thank you very much. Right. Alex, who's your 3 that you've gone for?
Okay, so my back 3 obviously is Olivia Bernard as left centre back because he's left-footed to try and cover what
Alex,
Robert's
doing. 3 foot tall.
I know.
How many goals are your side going to concede?
A lot. And then big Colaccini with the armband in central defensive midfield and central defence.
Yeah.
And then I've got Albert as my right side centre back.
Danielle, stop giving it away.
Sorry, I was excited.
Billy, your 2 centre backs, my man.
Yeah, the finest footballing centre half in Premier League history, in my opinion, Philippe Albert, and Fabrizio Colaccini in my team.
Philip Albert and Colaccini. I've gone for exactly the same 2 centre backs. I can't question it at all. We've had some stinkers. Marcelino, if anybody remembers him, who seemed to have a constant... was it a broken finger?
Fingernail, wasn't it?
Fingernail, and then he broke his toe, and then he was out for ages with a broken toe. But wow, can you imagine Albert and Colaccini together? I mean, just oh, Colaccini, you are the love of my life. Oh, Colaccini. I'll not sing the rest. Behave, Billy. Let's not go any further. Chippers has gone for Fumaca and Marcelino. Yeah, you're taking the mickey there, Sunshine. I know for a fact. But no, I think we have to. Danielle?
What?
Who are your two centre-backs?
Colaccini and Albert.
There you go. Interesting, we've all gone for the same two. Listen, I know I said centre-back would might have caused some problems, but it really didn't, because the two centre-backs who we've mentioned there, absolutely outstanding. There is no doubt about it. A lot of people are saying, Woodgate was classier, but he was English, of course. But Woodgate in his prime alongside Colaccini, maybe. Albert. Can you imagine a back three of Woodgate, Colaccini, and Albert? I mean,
perfect.
Obviously, there was Nikos Dabizas as well, but I don't think Dabizas was on the same level as Colo or Albert.
Alan Goma, Lauren Charvet.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jean-Alain Boumsong, who we've already mentioned in the show. Wow.
Afterlife
agreement for Danielle. David, yes. David Cook's in full agreement with you so far, Danielle. So pretty much... that
never happens, to be fair.
Well,
Aguchi Onyewu, David Rosenhall.
Rosenhall. You know what it is? David Rosenhall, right? You look at Rosenhall, and he when he played for the Czech Republic, or was it? It was the Czechs. He was outstanding at the national level. Really, really did play well. But unfortunately, in a black and white shirt, I just didn't get it. Somebody's saying Titus Bramble. He wasn't English. He wasn't from this planet, Titus Bramble. I don't know what he was, but he was poor. Craig Moore says, Dan, there's a blast. Of course, had a very, very successful spell with Rangers. But really,
how about Ronnie Johnson?
Ronnie Johnson. Yeah, but these were all over the hill. All over the hill, weren't they, when they came to Newcastle? There's a name from the past that scares the crap out of us as well. Does the Falklands count as overseas or the Commonwealth? We're not even getting into that. We'll have Argentina coming for us. But yeah, let's have a look how the vote is going for left back. I'm intrigued. Where's the bloody thing gone? Has it come up on the chat by any chance? Is it there? Can anybody see it?
Let's get my phone and have a look.
I can't see it on mine. Oh, yes. No, I can't.
Oh.
Or am I right at the top of the chat? I don't think I am. I don't know. Oh, bollocks. Well, that's a bit of a shank.
I don't know.
Oh, no, I've got it back. It's there.
Oh, you got it.
Enrique is leading 54%. Hello?
That's a bit of a shank. Oh, no.
Billy was just checking on his phone.
Oh, it's all right. I've got it. 55% to 45 for Luis Enrique so far. We'll leave that open for a couple more minutes.
Jose.
Who did I say?
Lewis.
Oh, well, there you go.
Who had he
Jason!
played would have won.
There you go. Yeah, it's another one for me, isn't it? But there you go. We'll leave that one for a couple of minutes. And right, just before we move on to the midfield, if you are enjoying the show, guys, as usual, hit that subscription button and the notification bell, which will let you know when we do upload or we go live. Lots of shows like this and transfer shows, recorded shows. All the news coming from the greatest club in the world, Newcastle United, is right here on this channel. And also merchandise. There is an order going in tonight around about half an hour after the show closes for the next batch of mugs that have been ordered. So if you want your mugs, you're going to have to be quick and make sure you get them now. This is the place to go and get them.
So let's get down to business.
I've been waiting, think I wanna make that move now. Baby, tell me if you like it. Tell me if you like it now. I've been waiting, think I wanna make that move now. Baby, tell me how you like it.
Let's get down to business.
So there you go, guys. The toonreview.co.uk if you want to order a mug. The next order is going in tonight, round about half an hour after the show ends. Half an hour to an hour, Susan's putting it in. So if anyone wants any mugs, please go to the toonreview.co.uk and get your orders in. And they will be ordered tonight. So the next batch will be with us later on in the week, and we'll get them posted out. Anybody received theirs on the panel? Oh, well, Alex, I know you haven't because it's still in the living room.
Not yet.
No. You'll get them.
Fingers
Should be
crossed
tomorrow or Tuesday, I would imagine they'll be with you guys. We have a new member, Kevin Lidster. Welcome to the Toon Review family, matey. Might be a renewal or not, I don't know, but thank you for becoming a member still. Right. Midfield. Now, we start off with right wing. Now, this is going to be interesting. Alex, we'll start with you.
Is this assuming you're playing a 4-4-2? Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, but who have you got as your right winger?
It's got to be Sissoko because of the way I've set up. So,
just his opinion. Be nice.
I do have plenty of other like right-sided, right-wingy people in this team that are incredible, but they're in different places. So maybe don't attack me just yet because they are in there. They're just not. Because of the way I've set up, they don't mirror what Paul's done as a formation. But Sissoko, because I've shoehorned him in at right wing back, so it's going to have to be Sissoko. But, I mean, he was immense at his peak. I mean, absolutely ran Chelsea to pieces, destroyed Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole.
That's what he seems to be more famous for, isn't it? The Chelsea game. And yeah, he was brilliant.
There were moments in Spurs, sort of early on in his Spurs career as well. After his first season, he was a bit of a meme in his first season, but then he became a bit more of a destroyer again. He was bits of Joe Linton from an earlier time, essentially being a bit of a destroyer and a ball carrier. And on his day, he was unplayable because nobody could get the ball off him. Yeah. He had a nasty streak, and he was absolutely immense. So it's based on how I've picked it. I've got to say it because it's what I've got written down. So.
Chris asks, what have you heard on Botman? Any closer to him making a decision? God knows. Look, his representative was here over the weekend. We know that as fact, but whether or not he signs, I don't know. If he does, we'll let you know straight away. If he comes in for medical or whatever it may be, we will let you know. But at the moment, I'm not getting into all the speculation crap. If he comes for medical, they will report that he comes for medical, and we will then report it that he's in for a medical. But until then, it's still in the air. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Nobody does. Foxy says, Bassong was my backup centre-back. Interesting. Right, I'm going for my right-hand side midfielder next, and I'm going for Nobby Solano. I think I can't go against Norberto. Nobby in his trumpet. You know what? Just an outstanding footballer. And for me, I think, and I don't know what you guys think, I think he's still underrated as to what he did at Newcastle United. He doesn't get anywhere near the praise that he should. He was absolutely outstanding. The amount of deliveries he put in for Shearer, just absolutely on the mark with his passing. He scored some brilliant goals for us as well. I particularly remember the comeback at Leeds United. We were getting absolutely destroyed. We came back to win 4-3. Just one of those games where you never say die with Newcastle United. And once again, one of these players who was absolutely loved by the managers that he played for, because he could do everything. And the way he could control a ball on the outside of his right foot, never mind the inside, was just absolutely delightful. So for me, it's Solano. Danielle?
Nobby, all the way for me. Norberto Solano. I met him at a kit launch once.
Right.
When I was a kid at the old club shop at the Monument. And he was just a really kind man. And he's obviously, I've seen interviews from it since the takeover. He still loves the club. Still loves it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I just one of my favourite players of all time.
Yeah, no doubt. Billy?
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Norberto Solano for me also. He was outstanding for us, and in two different stints as well. In fact, with the day we signed Michael Owen was the day we re-signed Norberto Solano, and I was more happy at that than I was with signing.
Yeah, well, it turned out to be the better signing, didn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Norberto Solano, 100% for me.
Yeah, overwhelming for Solano in the chat as well, which Doesn't surprise me at
He was
all.
mental. I mean, 99-2000 season, we finished 11th, and he got 15 assists. That's how good he was. We were sort of performing at a mid-table standard, 15 assists. And then the next one, he got 10. Outrageous footballer.
Well, Foxy makes a point here. The cultured Solano cross with the outside of his right foot was outrageous. Does any player cross like that today in the Premier League? I can't think of any.
I think you're spot on, Foxy.
He scored a goal with the outside of his foot as well against Everton, wasn't it? From the corner of the area.
There's a few that pass like that, but I'm not seeing anybody cross like that recently. It just doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah. Stu says he met Nobby Solano at the Vineyard. He was dancing with a well-fit lass. Thanks, Stu. Russ says, I remember that game. Solano tore us apart outside. I was gutted. Yeah, when he played for Villa. Ab says, Alex has been brilliant with his in-depth analysis, but he has had a mental collapse tonight with his team so far. I suspect Hendrick would have made the team had the rules allowed it.
You just got a different formation to what we have.
It's made it look awful because of the way I've shaped it. It sounds awful. I've got it on a pitch side view, so at the end I can show you. So it makes more sense when you look
graphics?
At it. Yeah,
you know how man. It's Alex, Danielle. What do you expect?
I love
graphics.
I ignored Solano as well. That was when I was very young. I went to see us at Goodson Park and we drew 1-1. And that was one of the moment when I ignored Warren Barton when he was on the bench. I ignored Solano, I ignored all of them. I ignored all of them in the tunnel because I was waiting with my program to meet Shearer. They all patted me on the head and I just ignored all of them. I was like, no, I'm waiting for Shearer. Sorry.
Well, Nobby's.
I regret that now, obviously.
Yeah, Nobby's clearly won that. Of course, Maradona said he was the best young right back in the world before he signed for us. Yeah, because he played right back, didn't he, when he signed? He was initially a right back. But they put him further forward, and well, the rest is history, as they say. Anyone remember Vernon Anita? I don't know what it was about him. I just loved him. For me, better at right back than he was in midfield. He played, obviously, due to injuries, he had to move back into right back a few times, and I thought he did absolutely brilliantly at right back. Much better right back than he was midfielder. He got swamped a little bit in midfield, mainly because he was only 2 foot tall.
Fun fact about him as well.
Go on then.
He's got no club right now. He got released by RKC Valvik in the Netherlands, and he declared for Curaçao, even though obviously we expected him to be Dutch. So he declared for Curaçao, and he's been playing this summer. And funnily enough, his national team are ranked 79th, which is 22 places higher than Chris Wood's New Zealand. So, yeah. And I've never heard of any of their other players either internationally. So Anita's playing arguably at a higher level internationally than Chris Wood is. So come on, Chris Wood.
And I think Vernon Nates would make a better target man than Chris Wood as well.
Yeah. Dublin Magpie says, are you classing Ireland as not foreign and part of the Britain? Yes, tonight we are, Dublin. I know you might be upset with that, but tonight we are, just for this particular project. So I'm sorry about that, but that's the way it is. Them's the rules. And we stick to the rules. Alvin says, good evening all. Hope is all well with my Toon family. It is indeed. Right, let's move over to the other side now. And we've got left wing. Danielle?
Laurent Robert.
Interesting. Laurent Robert. Right, and why have you gone for Laurent Robert?
He's just class, man, isn't he? Like, I miss him so much. He was a character. He was great on the pitch, but also a character off the pitch. I've heard some stories about Robert in the Bobby Robson era and the kind of stories, obviously, from Ollie Bernard as to the things he used to get up to. I just really like him. I think he's great.
Well, yeah. Ancient Samumu says, was there not a managers meeting before this to discuss formation?
No.
Hey, it's up to people's formation, what they want. But
in short, no.
Absolutely. Well, just say it how it is, Danielle. There's no problem with that at all. Right. The poll has ended for left back, and the winner was Enrique with 58%, Olivier Bernard 42%. I am disgusted by that vote. But there you have it. So Jose and
no one tell him that though, because he might not come on now.
That's a good point. Let's shut up. Yes. Olivier Bernard won that. Clearly, 100% to 0. Brilliant. So, Robert for Danielle. Billy?
I agree. Lauren Robert for me too.
Wow,
just an outstanding left-sided midfielder.
And someone I've missed, obviously, by your reaction, Paul. Someone I've missed.
No. I'm just interested. I'm Billy. Any particular reason for Robert?
The goal threat, the crossing.
Yeah,
he was a less selfish player than the other player that could have played there. Although he was selfish himself, and the free kicks also. The play was awesome.
Yeah, he was. He was brilliant. But a lot of these obviously flamboyant left wingers, they're in and out of the games. As we still got one now, to be honest, haven't we? So who's in and out of games? For me, I've gone for David Ginola.
Yeah, he was my
I just thought
problem.
The guy was outstanding, and it was at a time when Newcastle was screaming out for somebody on that side. And I remember seeing him in his first game away at Sheffield Wednesday when he scored an absolute peach, and I thought, wow, this guy can play. His dribbling ability was sensational. I remember him. I mean, Billy, you watched along with Billy last week in the Man United game when he skipped past Gary Neville. Gary Neville, when sliding into row Z, he just absolutely hammered him. He was just outstanding. Now, don't get me wrong. Robert could take free kicks probably a little better than Ginola, but I remember Ginola's goal against Ferencváros, which was just incredible when he flicked it over the defender's head and then volleyed it in with his other foot. He did have a right foot on him, and that's why I've gone for Ginola ahead of Robert, because he was two-footed. He could score with his right and he could score with his left. But Robert's definitely a good shout. So, Alex, how about you?
Well, I mean, there might be a surprise. I might have both somewhere else, but Robert is my main left-sided player, so it's Robert.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm away.
Oh, Petal.
I'm really shocked that I'm actually surprised that you've gone for Robert.
I've got Ginola in my team. I agree with you. He's incredible.
That's
just
that's
not
fine.
There.
You might as well have picked Obertan, Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Obertan was. Oh dear. Let's not even
cross
go
a
there.
bridge.
Well, Robert has won left wing, so I'm absolutely staggered. But it is what it is. Actually, I'm going to put this in a poll though, because I'm interested to see what the viewers think of this. Because
good show.
Obviously, I've seen a lot of names for Robert and I've seen a lot of names for Ginola. So let's see.
Let's be honest, we love them both. So
absolutely. The both did absolutely superb for us.
The only thing that stopped me picking Ginola was the fact he was only here for 18 months.
Yeah,
it was a brilliant 18 months, so wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Dalglish, the twat that sold him as well, wasn't it?
Well,
and then he sold Ferdinand as well, which
brought his own son into the team. I mean,
absolutely, still unforgivable. But get voting, guys. We'll have a look at that shortly. It's between Ginola and Robert. The panel, Robert obviously won, but I'm very interested to see what you guys out there think. It's very interesting. Now, this is a big one for me. Centre of midfield. And again, I'm going to ask you to name, well, Danielle and Billy, both your centre midfielders at once, because obviously it's pointless just naming one and then going on to the same position. But Alex, we'll start with you on this one, because I'm interested to see who you've got in the middle.
I have got Cabaye and Solano.
Solano in the middle.
Because I've got Albert as my right-sided centre back, and then Sissoko. So it's to make it work, basically. So Albert and Solano are there and can rotate. Sissoko's there to be physical. So, and then Cabaye on the left side. Tiote was a close third, but I've gone with Cabaye just because he was just outrageously good quality.
Does anybody else think that Alex has had? I mean, I've just seen a comment come in there saying, "Is acid now legal in Poland?" Because I mean,
leave him alone.
I agree with everybody. It sounds bonkers, but when you see it on like a pitch, it makes more sense. Saying it out loud as like a half-hash squad, it sounds weird. I completely agree, but we'll see. Well, once you've seen,
does anybody think that Alex would probably be fired after about 2 months of the season with this team? Not many people are agreeing with you.
Under this regime, yes. Under the last regime, no.
Chipper says, I don't know if Alex is pissed or I am with this formation. Anthony says, Alex, you're having a Sinclair tonight. No, we're not talking about Bruno, guys, because Bruno is in the current squad and we're not picking, you're not allowed to, no. Just no, because he's in the current Newcastle United setup. Alex has had a Sinclair with his team. Tony says, I didn't realize that acid comment was about Alex. Dalglish runs a close second behind that Dutch twat for our worst ever manager. Give me Bruce over those two. Oh, I'm not sure. Give me Bruce.
I had a look.
I'd take Bruce over Ruud Gullit. Damn right I would. Do you see what that idiot did about our team?
Well, I know, but... Ab says, I am genuinely concerned about Alex tonight.
Poor thing. Don't worry. It happens to me every other show. Don't worry about it.
Foxy says, Clarence Acuna was underrated. Absolutely. I'll agree with that one. He was a good player. Darren says, Alex equals a great scout, but a terrible manager.
The team yet.
Nobby and Olivia Bernard, my first favourite Toon players, both gave the club their all. Is Alex about to say he's got Ginola up front? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Nobby would do a great job centre right of a 3, tailor-made for it. Cheese in the house. Good evening, Chi. Mark says Wijnaldum. Yeah, well, the problem is with Wijnaldum, he was brilliant at home, but he never turned up away from home. That's the problem with Wijnaldum. Tony says Rudd Mullet. Deborah says, let's wait for Alex's graphics. We have faith in the stat man.
Exactly.
Some people are still with you, Alex. Some people have not left Alex out. If Alex was Keegan, he'd rip you apart with his team. Glenn says, I think Hullett was high when he dropped Shearer and Ferdy.
Absolutely. Grim day for us, though, that was.
Yeah, very grim day. It was a grim day for Rudd Hullett the morning after when he had to face Duncan Ferguson before Shearer.
Smashing his door in. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right, I'll go next, and I've gone for Cabaye and Tiote, simple as that.
Same.
I absolutely loved those two in the middle. Tiote for his ball winning. Well, Cabaye won the ball lots as well, let's face it. But Tiote was a much better sort of holding midfielder. Cabaye did get forward a lot. Cabaye was one of my favourite players when he played for us, to be honest. I thought he was outstanding. Some amazing goals. Two I remember against Manchester United when he hit that free kick into the top bins. And then, of course, the goal at Old Trafford in those bright yellow Wonga jerseys. How can anyone forget that goal? There was certainly a lot of limbs.
His own goal as well to make it 3. Phil Jones headed it in his own net to make it 3-0 as well.
Yeah. Yep. But there you go. It just I have to go with them too. Danielle?
I've got Cabaye and obviously Cheick Tiote.
Brilliant.
What an amazing player he was. I still can't believe he's not here. I can't believe he's gone. I can't believe it. At such a young age. Terrible,
one goal he scored
day
for us, but I don't think that goal that he scored, Danielle, will ever be forgotten.
No, never.
Just brilliant.
Will one disallowed against Man City, didn't it? It shouldn't have been disallowed.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. The great Johan Kebab. Oh God Almighty, joking here, dear all. Someone on Facebook says, "Hello all, been with you from the start. No bullshit on here, and I have to say, other channels are ludicrous, letting the fans believe top 5. Forgive me, but top 10 and slow and steady build. I hear the most ridiculous things I've heard in all my life. The owners have came out and said they want to do this fast. Can someone please remind me when the owners said this was a project? This about the project. Sorry for my rant. It's fine. There's a lot of people ranting on it.
I think there's just a bit of like about the whole Saudi golf situation as well, and I think there's a bit of frustration from some parts of the fan base to say, why is all this money getting put into Saudi golf? Why aren't we seeing they're being so free with the money? But the expectations for me were set at day one from this takeover that it was going to be a slow and steady build.
Absolutely,
so I trust them.
Yeah, 100%. Well said, Danielle. And I think that is a fact that my dad said that.
Outside reception of St James's Park, he said it, slow and steady.
Yeah, slow and steady wins the race. Mr. K says Hugo Viana was class, but didn't really do it often enough for us and left too early. He did have with Viana, there was definitely something there with him, and we saw glimpses of it, but not enough. It's a little bit like Miggy, isn't he? There was glimpses there of what he can do, but not fulfilling his potential at Newcastle, which is a shame because
I was really disappointed Bigger Amana never made it as well, because I loved it when he used to get subbed on for Tiote, and he looked like the mini Tiote, and he scored a cracking goal as well. I don't know if it was in a cup game, nice curled right-footed shot, and he just never filled out, and it just didn't work out, unfortunately. He was meant to be the successor.
You know, who killed him off, don't you? That was Pardew putting him on the right wing against Benfica in the UEFA Cup.
Absolutely hammered him. Absolutely hammered him. It knocked his confidence, didn't it? Yeah.
Never played again.
Right. Let's have a look who is winning the Vert. We have, so far, Laurent Robert is on 32% and David Ginola 69%. So Ginola is winning it by a long way. We'll leave that open for about 5 more minutes. There's been 167 votes on there so far. So very interesting that, well, obviously the viewers have, fantastic taste and agreeing with me because they know I'm very rarely wrong. So thank you, everybody. I think that's fantastic. Tony says a Ginola landslide. Well, we'll leave it open for a few more minutes and see what the result is. Right, Danielle, we've heard yours. Billy?
So I've got this 4-4-2, the diamond formation 4-4-2. So I've got Cabaye sitting in front of the back four and Hassan Ben Arfa in front of him.
Oh, interesting.
Good choice.
Yeah. So you've kind of got a number 10 role there for Ben Arfa, have you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, Ben Arfa was an enigma, wasn't he?
Absolutely.
Foxy says Christian Bassidas was the biggest disappointment. Yeah, he did sign with a lot of promise, didn't he? We were getting told that he was a superb player, but it never worked out like that. But that's the way it goes. Interesting you didn't have Tiote in there, Billy. What made you go for Cabaye over Tiote?
Passing ability. He was very, very good defensively as well, but the passing ability, another one that took free kicks, very creative player, superb player, Cabaye. And obviously the Ben Arfa stuff just speaks for itself, the natural talent and skills, and the goals, some of the goals he scored for us were absolutely unbelievable. It was worth the admission fee alone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just the click of a switch and he was away, wasn't he? Just unbelievable footballer.
He could have been anything. He could have absolutely anything. Double leg break and discipline. If it weren't for them, he literally could have been anything. He was
managed incorrectly as well. Pardew and Bruce between them made
They didn't have a bloody clue how to manage it.
No.
Why do people get rose-tinted glasses with Ginola? Robert scored and assisted more on his own than Ginola and ASM put together. Well, that's your opinion, Frank. But unfortunately, a lot of people have gone for, that's just the way it is.
It's world class. That's all I'm saying.
Robert only had one season. Robert had a 19 goal contribution season, and the rest were 10 to 12-ish.
Yeah. Listen, it's always going to cause debate. That's why we're doing this, because it's interesting to get people's reactions. Can I just ask, what are fans going to do if fans' expectations are met? As some fans and YouTube content are ludicrous. Don't forget to follow the page and subscribe on YouTube. Thanks, matey. We'll have to see on that one, won't we? Robert was more of a goal scorer for me than Ginola, says Cabaye. Lauren Robert had 55 goal contributions in the Premier League, better than Ginola. Hatton Ben Arfa was managed well by Chris Hughton, then badly afterwards.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. Frank Dux, sorry, mate, 70-30 against you. Never mind, though. Well, that's why we do the polls. That's why we do. Right, let's shut that one down. Let's see who finally won it. It was Ginola, 70-30. Massive win for David Ginola. So there you go. Right, so we've got Cabaye definitely in there, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Billy went with Ben Arfa. Alex, you went with Solano in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another poll up, and we are going to have Solano. I know he's on right wing for most people, but then we'll have Ben Arfa. We will then have Cabaye, and we will then have Tiote. So the top two out of these guys will be the two in midfield. So there you go. That poll is now up and running. So let's see who wins this one. I'm intrigued to see if anyone will put Solano or Ben Arfa in the middle. But hey-ho, we shall see. It is up to you guys out there in YouTube world. Let's see who wins that one. Now, this is going to be an interesting one. The front two. Billy.
Done both together.
Yeah, both together.
Demba Ba and Faustino Asprilla for me.
Demba Ba and Asprilla. Right.
Tino.
Okay. Danielle?
Same
Demba
Ba, Tino Asprilla for the shape moment, for climbing on Shearer's gate at 2 o'clock in the morning, mortal drunk, shouting Shearer. Like, the man's a legend. Like, love him a bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, listen, we did have some. We have been blessed with some really
for the
good
third
strikers.
court in the snow, and he signed. Like,
yes,
brilliant, man, brilliant.
Debut against Middlesbrough was superb, absolutely incredible. Now, obviously, you know, you look at Demba Ba. He was very, very good, very good. And I think, you know, he went to Chelsea and sort of faded away, didn't he? I remember him getting punted in the face by Colaccini at St James's Park. He absolutely smashed him. But we've had some very interesting strikers. You know, you look at Obafemi Martins. He could hit a ball.
He could.
John Carl Thomason, I know he didn't do it at Newcastle United, but went on to have a hell of a career, which says to me he was kind of mismanaged at Newcastle. He wasn't played properly, or the Premier League just wasn't for him. Facundo Ferreira is getting a mention. Dumbia, Cisco. Oh, my God, you could name them all. Stefan Givash. You've got Emmanuel Rivière. Oh my God! There's so many.
Shola counts because technically he declared for Nigeria. So,
well, yeah, Shola, but he's not in anybody's. I'd be shocked if he's in anybody's team. Lork Remy's getting a shout in the chat. He did well for us. Patrick Kluivert, of course, one of my favourites. Patrick Kluivert, but came at the wrong time of his career. Still scored some decent goals though. Anton Sibierski is getting in there. De Jong. Well, we had Luke and bloody CN, didn't we?
We had the De Jongs.
they didn't work. Jason says Tino was simply awesome. Lunatic, remember that debut? He blew the place apart with his rubber legs. Oh, God, did he not?
Those were the days.
Yep. Andreas Anderson, of course. Silvio Maric. Mark Viduka. Ketsbaya. Rondon. Perez. You know, there's a few.
Luto.
Yes. So there is a few players there. So, Danielle, you've gone for the same, have you?
Yeah, I've gone for Tino and Demba Ba.
Yes. How can we forget that?
Love
what a
that
game
picture.
that was, by the way. What a game that was. Alex, who have you gone for?
Well, I've got front three. So do you want my three?
Yeah.
So I've got Ginola left wing,
Okay.
Ben Arfa right wing, just ahead of Asprilla because I saw more of Ben Arfa, and Papis Cisse is my 9.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Billy?
Papis Cisse is definitely finishing wise. I can't believe nobody mentioned him. If he could score from a goal kick when he was on, he'd score from absolutely anywhere, anything he touched. When he was on form, anything he touched was a goal. It was outrageous. I've never seen such ridiculous finishing from anybody. When he wanted to score, that was it.
Yep. Well, for me, I've gone for Demba Ba and Papis Cisse. I think they were absolutely lethal together, certainly when they first started playing together. But Alex, you mentioned Cisse. I mean, the goals he scored at Stamford Bridge will forever live in memory for Newcastle United.
That was mental.
The first one doesn't get credit, but the way he flicked it up on his right and hit it with his left, and then the second one was just outrageous. But how many outrageous goals did he actually score for us? It was incredible. And I know he went off the boil towards the end of his Newcastle career, but you look at the goals he scored and some very important goals as well. Let's not forget that. He could belt it in from anywhere and his accuracy was incredible. You look at I remember he scored a goal down at Swansea when he spun round and just lifted it over the keeper. I mean, he had that ability as well, where he could just calmly finish a ball like that, just chip it over the goalkeeper's head and into the back of the net. And when they played on form, those two together, they were unstoppable, absolutely unstoppable. You remember Demba Ba's goal that stands out for me was down at Reading when Tiote hit that ball from midfield and he hit it first time on the volley. You know, he let the ball come over the top of him and still connected with a volley and it flew in the net. So really, for me, there's no two can beat that, the way they played. Yes, Tino, absolutely. Was it? But see, with Tino, I don't think he was consistent enough. You know, he had that brilliance in him, but he was also very lazy at times. Let's not forget that. Somebody's put Fabrice Pancrat. Oh dear.
Great goal against Watford. Remember that goal against Watford he scored?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that was a cracker. But there you go. But you know what it is?
But not Premier League anyway.
Yeah. Ketchbaya9 says Clive should have played for us more. He didn't do that bad for us. I don't think he did either. I remember one header he scored. I can't remember who it was against. It was very similar to a goal Rondon scored for us as well. An absolute bullet header in the top corner. But again, it's going to be people's opinions. Should we take a check on the poll, guys? So far for midfield, it is the centre two. So far, Onobi Solano and Johan Cabaye. Very interesting. Tiote is actually last in this poll so far. But we will keep it open for a few more minutes.
You can't pick Solano twice.
Well, I know, but this is for Alex's weird formation that he's got going here. So, you know, there you go.
Say something, and I can't think what it was. Oh, yeah, about Demba Ba. When Cisse came, Pardew kind of pushed him out left, and he wasn't as effective out left.
Yeah.
Bar kicked up a stink, didn't he, about it? And next season, they put him in the middle. Yeah. And neither of them was as effective.
It's because it coincided with Ramadan and him going out left wing, and then the goals just dried up a little bit.
They did. Barbara says, have you posted any mugs to Ireland? They've all gone, Barbara. All of the original ones have gone. But as I said the other day, there might be a problem with customs because the post office misinformed me for the first ones that I sent overseas. But we'll see what happens. If they get sent back to me to put a custom sticker on, then I'll send it straight back. But it should be with you soon, Barbara. They have been sent. So, who have we got then? So we've got Demba Ba definitely in there. Billy, you went for Asprilla. Danielle, you went for Asprilla as well, did you?
Yes.
Glenn says Diego Gavilan. He's another one that didn't really get an opportunity. Right, no. So we will put this across to the fans. The poll has ended on midfield. We have Cabaye and Solano there just for Alex. I think that's actually ludicrous, but never mind. Right, so you can have a front two, guys. So we're going to have Asprilla there, definitely. Who's the other one? We've got Demba Ba. Who else?
Papi Cisse.
Cisse.
Yeah, Cisse.
That was it, wasn't it? Between them three. Don't think we mentioned any other.
My front three: Janela, Cisse, Ben Arfa, but that's in a weird one. If we're just going strikers, then yeah.
Yeah, right. So it's between Asprilla, Ba, and Cisse. That poll is now up and running, guys. So let me know, or well, let us know what you think. It is up for voting now. So pick your front two out of those three, which is again intriguing. We will have to wait and see. So we'll leave that going for a while. Now, for those of you that don't know, we actually picked 3 substitutes for this team. That's why we called it a squad. So we've got our 3 substitutes. Billy, who was your 3?
2 have already been mentioned, Papi Cisse, David Ginola, and also Jonas Gutierrez.
Sorry, say that again, bud?
2 have already been mentioned, Ginola, Cisse.
Yeah.
But the one that hasn't been mentioned is Jonas Gutierrez.
You've put Jonas in there.
Mm-hmm.
Versatile. Played left back for Argentina.
Yeah, I get Jonas, but look, I get what he went through and everything and what he did for us in that game against West Ham. But was he really that good?
Worked his arse off for 6-7 years for us. Good service. The first game against Manchester United away, thought Jonas was outstanding that game. We drew 0-0. Kevin Keegan ran his absolute socks off for us. And, of course, when he scored, it was worth it just for that alone.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, no one will ever take that goal away from him. That was outstanding. But his first stint, he did get a lot of fans shouting at him saying he wasn't good enough. But then again, that's your choice, Billy. You have him in. Foxy says, so we're not including Albert Luque. No, absolutely not. Listen, Luque undoubtedly had potential. It's just what it is. He had potential when he signed, but just wasn't quite good enough. Danielle, your 3 subs.
I picked Ollie Bernard, I picked David Ginola, and I picked Ben Arthur.
Wow, interesting 3. Nice. Maud, thank you very much for your 25 South African Real. Thank you very much. Really kind of you, my man. It's nice to see everyone from Saudi getting on and watching us. Pass the word on over there. Get them all on. Totally agree with you about Billy about Jonas. Stu says I wouldn't be putting that mask on. It was stuck down his legs for ages. Ooh.
I got one from the magic shop. Is it Magic Box? I went and got one and used to take to the match every game, just in case.
Yeah. Niall, don't worry, mate. I think there was a problem with YouTube. It's spamming people's comments once or twice or 3 times, so don't worry about it. Let's just move on. And Zogbia for the bench, says Owen. No one's mentioned Luke de Jong yet. That's for a reason. Cisco or Hisco or whatever you want to call it. Dear.
Not for me.
Yeah. Alex, your 3 substitutes.
Demba Ba, Asprilla, and Tiote.
Nice.
Yeah, go for that.
And then it means if I'm playing somebody really scary, I can just put Tiote in there to eat things. And yeah.
To eat things. Hang on a minute. Did I say South African Real? I meant Saudi Arabian Real. Oh man, honestly, what the hell's wrong with my eyes? I'm gonna have to do something about my eyes. Like, my reading's getting terrible.
Don't worry.
I do worry though, Danielle. It's a sign of age.
I know. I get you.
And he says, Muto, Rondon. Nah, Muto and Rondon don't come close to Cisse and Bar or Asprilla for that matter.
They were both Bristol City's best players.
Listen, Muto, I used to like Muto, and I think Muto was seriously mismanaged by Newcastle United because whenever we saw him play, he had a lot of ability, and it was such a shame that it didn't work out for him. Carl says Lua. He definitely had his moments, didn't he?
Celebration, man. I used to just shut my eyes and hope for the best. Like, you didn't injure yourself with the backflips and the whatever else he used to do. Oh my God.
Yeah, he was very energetic. And he says, you aren't wrong, Billy. Russ says, old age, Paul, it comes to us all. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Right, let's see how the poll is looking for a striker. We have definitely is Tino. We also have Demba Ba ahead of Cisse by 4% at the minute, but we'll leave that going for another few minutes before we get the results on that. Now, my substitutions to finish the team off before we move on to the manager. Of course, we didn't. Nobody mentioned Mitrovic either.
Mitro.
Again, he wouldn't have gotten in my team, but never mind.
I did have a weird outside shout of Emre, but then when I actually looked, he wasn't as... I remember him very fondly, but then when I looked, it wasn't very good. I think I just liked him when I was a kid. The Turkish guy. I just enjoy him, but...
Paul, I've seen Susan's comment in the chat.
Yes, I've just seen it. We'll get you a giant magnifying glass for Father's Day. Cheeky. Yeah. No, I can't argue with that. Mind you, this is coming from a woman, by the way, guys, who is blind as a bat and won't go for an eye test. She has to hold things 4 yards away from her to read it because she won't admit that she's getting on in life and her eyesight's going a little bit. So, Susan, I'm booking an eye test for both of us this week.
I don't think you should have said she's getting on in life, Paul.
No, she's still beautiful, though.
Good save.
Yeah, thank you. So I can highly recommend implantable contact lenses. I had it done 10 years ago, and my eyesight perfect ever. And he says, "Don't worry, Paul. The glasses will only cost £6.10." fine.
If only.
Yeah, if only. They're absolute fortune, but listen, it's the way it is. Andy says, Metro plays for us now. It just hasn't been announced yet. Yeah, okay. My 3 substitutes are Lauren Robert, Hatton Ben Arthur, and David Santon.
David Santon.
Yes.
Right.
Do you have a problem with that, Danielle?
Well,
clearly you do, so please explain why.
Oh, I just can't with David Santon. Just can't.
Why?
I just don't think he was very good.
Interesting.
He used to do the same move every match where he'd sprint up the left wing, cut in, and then have a 30-yard shot, and it went in once against like Wigan, I think it was, and he never did it again. He tried it like 100 times. It was literally like watching Glenn Johnson, but not Glenn Johnson. Just try the same weird 30-yard strike, and it just never worked.
Well, it was. I'll tell you who it was between for Santon. It was Santon or Didi Hamann. But then I thought, I've already got Robert and Ben Arthur. So do we really need another one in there? Because, let's be honest, Santon, Hamann did play really well for us, but he buggered off very early.
With left backs for a while, have we? That's why it's good we got Target in.
Yeah. One season, Hamann, of course, at the cup final, he walked out at half time.
Yes. Well, yeah, good point. Right. The poll has ended for striker, and up front it is Asprilla and Bar, according to the viewers. Asprilla got 45% of the votes, Demba Bar 31, and Pappy's got it's changed, 44 for Asprilla, Bar 32, Cisse 24. Poll has ended. Right, before we talk about managers, Billy, just go through your starting 11.
My starting 11 is Pavel Srnicek in goal, back four of Habib Bey, Philippe Albert, Fabrizio Colocini, and Oli Bernard. Midfield of Solano, Caboy, Ben Arthur, and Robert, and Demba Ba and Tino Asprilla up front.
Superb. Right. Danielle, your starting 11? Hang on. Somebody said there, nobody mentioned Mikel Merino. I don't think he got a long enough choice. I know he's gone on to have a great.
He's on my list, my research list, but yeah, he didn't play enough, did he?
Yeah, that's the thing. Right, Danielle, your starting 11?
Yeah, I've got Pavel in goal, and I've got a back four of Debuchy, Colocini, Philippe Albert, and Enrique. Midfield of Solano, Caboy, Tiote, and Robert. And up front, I've got Demba Ba and Tino Asprilla. And then on the bench, I've got Oli Bernard, Ginola, and Ben Arthur.
Now, Alex, I've just seen you flash up ready for the screen share, your graphic system, but just go through your 11.
Krul in goal, and then three centre-backs of Bernard, Colocini, Albert. Wing-backs of Robert and Sissoko. There you go. Caboy and Solano in midfield, and then Ginola, Cisse, Ben Arthur.
I think that's an absolute dominant team on the attack, but I worry about the goals that we concede with that team, Alex.
Oh yeah, well, it's entertainers, right? It's win every game 5-4.
Jesus Christ!
The theory that it was picking Sissoko was important in this because it's basically if Albert does things and Solano does things, then there's quite a big hole. So Sissoko's quite important to be quite aggressive there.
Yeah, but would Sissoko have the discipline to cover that position, Alex?
Well, he would, or I'd rip up his contract if I'm managing this team. So there is that. That's why Debuchy was my other option to go here if Sissoko is going to do silly things.
Right.
And then obviously the reason I'm allowing Robert to play here is because I've got Bernard. I feel could do a fairly good job at covering.
Yeah, but that means he's pulled out of a defensive three then, because he literally will be covering for Robert the whole game.
That's fine. Caboy actually was able to drop in as an anchorman, much like Shelby does, and does know when to drop back. That's what he had in his game, which is why he got the nod ahead of Tiote for me, because he was able to drop back when necessary. He was very clever, positionally very, very clever. So I think it balances out. I've had to shoehorn people in to make this work. Caboy has to play for this to work, and Sissoko has to play for this to work. Otherwise, Robert and Ginola are going to be up there, and Solano and Albert. It's just going to be too many holes. But I feel like, when you're on the attack,
well, I tell you what,
it
would certainly keep us entertained. But I have a feeling you wouldn't be manager of Newcastle United for very long, Alex.
It's just a fun team. It was just hyper aggressive. Yeah. Thought it'd be funny.
That's fine, matey. Right, thank you for that, Alex. Let us know in the comments what you think of that team from Alex. Would he be manager for very long, do you think? Or would it be a very brief stint as Newcastle United manager?
I'm well aware. I would concede a buttload. I'm well aware of that. It's just fun.
Abs is saying, so it's one at the back then for Alex. Samsonite Dave says, Stato needs to take his meds. Matthew says that team would score 4 every game, but concede about 10. Fukfat, Mike, great to see our club having owners. Absolutely. Johan Kebab, Charles Insomnia, and Shola Amioba. Oh, God, who can refer? 4-3 to Alex. Swap Sissoko and Solano, says Tony.
That would work as well. That's the reason I've done it like that.
Yeah. Karia says a maximum of 3 weeks in charge for Alex.
But 3 very exciting weeks.
Absolutely. Glenn gives you 3 months, though, so that's a definite improvement. Louis would get you on an 8-year deal. Hey! If Mike Ashley was in charge, he'd certainly give him an 8-year deal. Matthew says, I think Alex will be sacked as soon as the owners saw his first team sheet. Not if it was Ashley. George, good evening. He says Alex would be manager till half time. Oh, dear me. Ab says, I blame the fan. Switch it off, Alex. Dear me. Right, now, manager. Now we didn't prep for a manager because obviously this was just brought up in the comments earlier on. So
I did.
There's only one.
Of course you did.
There's only one choice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, manager for you, Billy.
Rafa Benitez by a million miles.
Rafa. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How many foreign managers have we had in the Premier League?
2.
The one's an abomination, so I don't think we'll be having him.
Right. It's going in a poll, though, because I want to see this.
It's literally only Ruud Hillet.
If that win, honestly, if that person wins, I resign. Like, that's it. Like, that's it for me.
Yes. Right. There you go. Poll is open. Let's have a look at that and see who you vote. Is it Rafa? Is it Ruud Hullet? Time will tell.
Unless you go for Sam Allardyce.
Allardyce, yes. Or Alan Pardueski.
Chesry, I've just seen what you put in the chat there, you cheeky little monkey. Let's all vote for Ruud.
Yeah. Don't be silly. Let's have a sensible one. Don't listen to the shark wrestler, please. He's having a Sinclair right there. Chipper says Alex wouldn't make it past lunchtime. Barbara says, what about his sexy football? Yeah, do you remember the club shop was like covered with Ruud Hullet and sexy football written everywhere? It was just unbelievable. Listen, I must admit, when Ruud Hullet got the job, I was really excited because, he obviously played absolutely fantastic. Somebody says 3 foreign managers. Ozzy Ardiles, he didn't manage in the Premier League, mate. Ozzy Ardiles was a long way before then.
That was the year before.
Yeah. And he was awful, by the way. Let's not forget that. People are saying Steve McClarinho, Steve Bruciolosis. Tony's put hashtag justice for Ruud.
Jean Parver.
Oh, dear me. Oh, crazy. Why did it go so wrong, Danielle, for Ruud Hullet, do you think?
Because it was all about him.
Right.
He doesn't like working with players with opinions.
Yeah.
And kind of players who stood firm in the dressing room, perhaps, saying what they thought. And I think that was massively behind his decision to do what he did on that fateful night when we played Sunderland, to try and teach certain players a lesson in that he calls the shots.
And it was a fateful night.
It was possibly one of the lowest moments, apart from relegation, as a Newcastle fan that I've ever seen, with the rain pouring down and seeing Shearer in that dugout and Duncan Ferguson. I just thought, what the hell is happening to this club?
I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in Rudd's office next morning, though, when, because I remember Shearer saying, didn't he? He went straight to bang on his door, but he'd been beaten to it by Duncan. I mean, can you imagine Big Dunk just hammering on your door? I'd have been out the window and away, me.
the fact of the matter is, if you have decent replacements for either of those, and they'd have to be pretty decent to replace Shearer and Ferguson. But
yeah, Paul Robinson wasn't the guy. Yeah, he really wasn't the guy. Karia says, I don't know why everyone loves Rafa. He was such a disaster in our club, so defensive and boring. Even Bruce did it better.
Wow.
Well, he had no funds to work with.
I don't agree.
I don't agree that Steve Bruce was better than Rafa Benitez.
Absolutely not. I think
Come on, man.
Benitez didn't have Maxi or Joe Linton or money. He had Hosselu and things like that.
Yeah.
As context.
Grant Hanley.
Yeah. Grant Hanley. Yep. You know, that's not.
Darren Murphy. Yeah.
Ian says, if you can't manage Shearer, an exemplary professional, that isn't managing, it's ego. Well, Shearer said, didn't he? As soon as he met Ruud Gullit, he said he thought straight away that there's going to be a problem. And a problem was exactly what happened, a massive problem. Andy, hang on, where am I at here? Kitspicer shouldn't have got rid of Tovan. I didn't listen. There's Tovan and Cabella, I think, were definite good players, and they proved that in France. Cabella went on to have a fantastic career. Tovan was absolutely valued at incredible money.
Like 70, 80 million, wasn't it?
Yeah. After his stint at Marseille, it was unbelievable. Rafa made us a profit and got us back into the Premier League. Andy says Rafa was defensive, though, to be fair. Yes, he was. I don't think anyone could say it.
He had to be.
Yeah, he did. And it wasn't fluid attacking football. But what Rafa did was he had us organised. You know, he had us very, very, very organised. And that will always be what Rafa's game was about. You know, and it proved that as time went on. Alan says, what a laughable comment that is. Bruce is better than Benitez. Shearer said that a few years ago, Gullit apologised to him for being arrogant. Oh, yeah, they sorted it out now. I think they're quite good mates now, actually. So it's amazing to see what happens once careers are over and apologies are made. And, you know,
Gullit didn't have a leg to stand on because he didn't manage. He went to Feyenoord in like 2004, like 5 years later. He didn't have a management career. So he literally had no leg to stand on in regards to like, defending himself. He was awful.
Yep. Tovan was linked with Bayern Munich for £68 million. Yes, he was. James says, Carly, go to the bathroom and follow Paul's instructions. You can go watch previous videos, Carly, if you want instructions of what to do when you're in that bathroom. Matthew, surprised that Martin's never got a shout tonight. Well, we did mention him, but he's just not in anybody's team. So there you go. Anybody think Gullit dropped Shearer and Ferguson intentionally to try and get himself sacked? After all, it was the tiny weird derby. I think he was close to being sacked anyway, and that was just a kick in the teeth to the rest of Newcastle, to be honest. Not just to those two players themselves, but you know, when you're Duncan Ferguson and you're Alan Shearer, and Shearer even admitted he was very close to leaving Newcastle United. You know, under Ruud Gullit, he wanted out, but look who came in after him and completely changed everything. Rafa would have looked great though with Gullit's hair. Yeah. Right, should we have a look at the poll and see what's happening on there? Can you believe Rafa has won it? But 83%, Gullit has 17%. And if you voted Ruud Gullit, please put in the comments why, because I have a feeling you're just taking the piss.
You have slipped.
To be. Yeah. Tony says Dipsy is manager because she's South African.
Is she? She's from Yorkshire, actually, but anyway.
Yeah. Just news on the puppy situation with me. Cody will not be coming to live with us, unfortunately.
Oh, no. Is he okay, though?
Yeah. We just decided not to go with another one just yet. For me, the kids as well, they want another golden retriever. So we may well look for another golden.
You'll get a lovely home. You'll get a lovely family.
Oh yeah, I mean, I messaged them and said, unfortunately, you know, we're not in a position to take him now. And
you've been persuaded by all the bleach blonde hair from Bruno and Joe Linton. It's
Elsie.
Listen, it's Elsie, and you know, I've grown up with golden retrievers. I absolutely adore them. They are the loveliest natured dogs, and you know, Elsie's just my little, well, not so little sidekick. She's massive, but I'm going with another golden retriever, basically. Susan's still interested in the black Labrador, so she can get the black lab, and I'm going to get a boy golden retriever, and then we can have puppies, and then, so I'm going to get a bright white golden retriever this time because Elsie's quite red. So, it was disappointing. I'm not going to
mind.
But it was, when you sort of make a decision and it plays on your mind for weeks, and 100%. You kind of think, really, should I not?
Well, at least you didn't get him home and then realise.
Yeah, exactly. And then get the kids to bond with him and all of that.
Did you say getting a white retriever because Elsie's red? You're going to end up with Mackel retrievers.
No, it's not. Well, it's not red, is it, Billy? They call it red, but it's not red, is it? Let's be honest.
Mackel retrievers.
So I sat the kids, and the kids said they'd love to have another golden retriever. So we'll leave it to Susan to get the black lab because she's got a Shih Tzu with them, and she wants a black lab, and then we'll have 2 goldies. So we'll have 4 dogs in total. But what the hell? Life's too short, and animals are fantastic.
If I was allowed another animal, I'd have one. But I've got enough on my hands of these 2. So.
Exactly. But he will find another family. He's a beautiful
puppy. Of course he will. He's gorgeous.
Yeah, so the hunt begins for a Goldie soon. So there you go. Paul Tully says, great show, guys. A little too late. So we'll catch up. Remember to adopt, don't shop. Yeah, I know. But with us already having a dog out, it's just... Cody not coming then. What does this remind me of?
Let's not go back there again.
Yeah, Abs, nice one. I'll give you that. I'm
not getting fired again.
Listen, that name shall not be mentioned, but a good one, Abs, absolute quality. Right, we'll just end that poll very quickly because Rafa's obviously won that, but as we knew he would. But there you go, guys. Barbara says, Paul, this was a very interesting show. Well done. Really enjoyed it. Thanks to the whole Toon Review family. Yeah, it was. We just put it together because we wanted to do something a little bit different from all the bollocks going on with the transfer window. There's only so much you can say, and then it just goes on. But listen. That's not to say that there won't be transfer shows coming up because there will be, because it's non-stop through the summer. We just thought, Sunday night, we'll have a little bit of a laugh and a little bit of a discussion about players. Alex has obviously had an absolute mare tonight, and it just proves that he's much more of a statistician than he is a football manager. That's clear to see. He would only last.
I'm going to put these in Football Manager and have a look and simulate.
I thought you might
because I think that team's fine.
Alex, listen, hats off to you, man. It's a very brave starting 11 you've gone with, I have to say. Yeah, Anthony says now for the worst 11 on another show. Absolutely, that is in the pipeline. We will do a worst 11, but that will be a worst 11 of all time, including British players. So
at least we've not done what pundits do, and they were 4-2-4 just to shoehorn 4 strikers in. At least
that one, wouldn't
yeah, but the worst 11 will be a 4-4-2. I'm stating that now. So, Alex, forget your little tweaks here and there. We're going for a 4-4-2. Johans says, Alex, you need a holiday for sure. He's not thinking clear. He's been busy this week. When are you flying back, Alex?
Maybe tomorrow, maybe Tuesday.
Maybe tomorrow I want to settle
see what
down.
Kind of planes are available. Maybe we can just drive through and pick up Ekitike on the way as well. Pick up some of Mara and all the other superstars that just lifted the trophy.
Yeah,
I'll lend you the jet. You take the jet.
Yeah, take the jet. I mean, Mandy's got it on the. It's on the runway, ready for Danielle, but she hasn't. She's been a bit busy.
I can lend it to you.
Absolutely. Ian says, "Did Alex just say shoehorning in players is bad?"
It depends what you're trying to do.
Yeah. Andy says, great fun. Recommend Steve's Newcastle Fans TV visit to each of the European leagues to look at possible transfers. Yeah, he's done that tonight. Yeah, it'll be a good piece, that. Because Steve, the American lad, he knows his... he knows his
him.
I know, but it's good to see him on Newcastle Fans TV. He's getting to talk about football. And he's listen, he follows a lot of European football and knows his
stuff. He's a good
lad. He is. He's a lovely lad. Chi says Kapacha has got to be the first name on the list for the worst foreign players. Well, it's going to be the worst of all time, including English and British. So we'll have to see. Karia says you should do a football manager competition between you four. Who will win with Newcastle first?
Alex,
listen, it's fair to say it. I have never, ever had any success at Football Manager.
No, I've not. To be honest, I've never played it.
Danielle?
So, nah, I'm not allowed any gaming consoles in this house. They all get commandeered.
I've got St Albans in the championship at the moment.
Yeah, Susan, can you just put in the chat what time you're putting the order in for the mugs, just so people know when the last chance will get, so I can just tell everybody. Love Danielle's class.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, Mrs. Stat. I'll get my words out in a minute. Stato's mum has actually got a mug as well, so she'll be getting that one as well.
Oh, bless her.
So I want to see a photo of Stato's mum with that, definitely. Should go for Diogo Costa as our new keeper. I know he's been mentioned a few times, but
did you see Roberto Carlos came out to talk about Joe Linton as well today?
Absolutely, yeah. Listen, getting reinforced that he should be in the Brazil team. That's class. That's how far this man has come. When Roberto Carlos is now calling him out to be in the Brazil side. Susan says the order's going in at 10:30 p.m. tonight, guys. So an hour from now. So if you haven't got your mugs yet, and you want to be included in this latest order, it's going to be 10:30. So get your orders in. Here is where you can get them just before we go to remind you all.
So let's get down to business.
I've been waiting, think I wanna make that move now. Baby, tell me if you like it. Tell me if you like it now. I've been waiting, think I'm gonna make that move now. Baby, tell me how you like it.
Let's get down to business.
So there you go, guys. The toonreview.co.uk and get your mugs in this latest order. But obviously, if you're watching a rerun, the website is always there to place your orders. But the latest order is going in at 10:30 tonight. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight for this. I've
really enjoyed it. It's been really fun.
It has, and I think that the worst of all time will be quite good. Well, Premier League worst of all time will be absolutely brilliant. I mean, if we went for the worst team of all time, not just the Premier League, we could be on for hours. Let's be honest. But Premier League worst 11 we'll do very soon, so keep an eye out for that. Tomorrow night we are back at 8:00. It is the Loaded Toon review. Now, depending on where Alex is, he may join us, he may not. Billy, you're definitely there. Danielle, you're definitely there. Chris, Pete, and Daz so far have confirmed from Loaded. So that's going to be a brilliant show because we'll be talking about transfers, everything that's happened with Newcastle United lately, and have a really good laugh as well, as it always is with the Loaded lads. Their channel is listed below in the description, so please go and give them a subscription as well. Brilliant lads, brilliant channel, and absolutely proud as punch to be in collaboration with them. So head on over. So brilliant. So it'll be the Loaded Toon review tomorrow. We'll have a good laugh and a good conversation about all things Newcastle United. Thank you three for joining. Very, very interested in your teams. Alex, I'm hoping to see you on Jason's channel very shortly with your Sinclair for your team tonight. And thank you to the mods backstage who've been fantastic as usual. Don't forget to get your mug orders in, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Take care. Good night.
With the lads.